All right, today we're out here at Paris Raceway on a Wednesday, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to improve your corner speed. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can do to improve your corner speed, but let's get it started off right now. Tip number 1, this is one of those things you don't hear people talk about a lot, and I think it was one of the biggest game changers for me, and it's really about just loosening up your upper body as you go through the corners. A lot of you guys go into the rut and you tense up, you hold your breath, and then you mess up in the rut. So tip number 1 is loosen up that upper body, breathe, and flow through it. So that's tip number 1. Stay tuned for the other 4, but let's get after it. Let's go spin some laps.
I wrapped a hand around its stem, pulled until the roots gave in, finding out what I've been missing. I know, so I tell myself it's wrong. There's a point we pass from which we can return. I felt the cold rain of the coming storm, all because of you. I haven't seen so long. When I do, I'm drowning in the ocean, looking for the shore where I can lay my head down. I'll follow your voice. All you have to do is shut it out.
All right, so we just spun some laps. We're out here with Team MX Fitco member Gavin. He's ripping. We're gonna work on some cornering stuff with him. We'll break it down for you guys and stuff like that. But while we're waiting, they got the mini bikes on the track. I wanted to ask you, bro, like, first of all, I mean, what made you join the program in the first place?
Well, me personally, I struggled on the bike. It was pretty weak. Couldn't last very long on the track, but I just wanted to get better. I want to be stronger. I want to have more stability on the bike, and my main goal was to be safer overall. So to have that strength made it a lot easier to ride the bike.
That's huge, bro. And you've had some injuries, right?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty ones.
I think a lot of us have, and that's always a big thing, is just like wanting to be the safest rider possible. So that was your goals coming in, and like now you've been with me for how long? It's been a cool minute, I feel like.
I can't even remember. It's been long.
Been at least like 6 months, I would say, huh?
Yeah,
or more?
I think it's getting up there.
Yeah.
Maybe past 6 months.
Heck yeah. And what's the results been like, and what's your experience been like working with us?
The experience has been awesome, man. Everyone at the MX Fitco is so there for you. Everyone's there to hype you up. There's a whole channel in there. Everyone's getting
Right.
each other riled up.
The community aspect
The community
is huge.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's there just to get you going. And overall, my fitness has gone through the roof. Gone from maybe 2 laps, 3 laps on a lap and gassed to 25-minute motos, and then I'm gassed. So it's gotten so much better.
Solid.
The visuals are coming in too. Looking
Let's
good
go.
down
The
here.
abs, six pack. You got it. What we were saying earlier, you got to look good to ride good. And
Yeah.
if you can't ride good, at least you look good, right?
Yep.
But no, it's been fun working with you, and you've been like one of the best clients to work with. I love how you're always promoting on Instagram and shit. Follow him on Instagram too, by the way. What is it?
Gavin Escoto 17.
We'll throw it up on the screen. But hell yeah. And then we're gonna go spin some laps and kind of break down some cornering. So let's do it. Tip number 2, look ahead, not down. This is one of the biggest things, and something I was focusing on just in my last moto, is look ahead. You probably heard of it. You got to keep hearing it. Look ahead, look ahead. It's one of the biggest things that's gonna help you flow through the corners because you just know what's coming. So tip number 2, look ahead. All right, so we're out on the track now. Gavin and Fletcher are here, and they're gonna hit some ruts. So we're gonna break it down and kind of pick it apart. But while we're here, tip number 3, don't sit until the apex of the corner. So stand up, usually longer than what you would think, and then sit down at the apex. This is gonna help you just flow through the corners better. So tip number 3, sit down at the apex of the corner. You got that one? He did good right there. The thing about this rut is there's a bump in the middle of it. So there's a bump in the middle of it, so you want to stand until that bump, and then he can freaking sit down through it. Oh, these guys are ripping, but he's doing a good job of standing until the apex. We'll see him go again. All right, so here he goes through it, standing, and then sits at the apex. Great job. He's doing a perfect job of it. That's key right there. Tip number 3, sit until the apex, or stand until the apex of the corner. Okay, that one, he got a little squirrely at the exit of it. I felt like right there he sat a little bit too late. So his momentum was going forward, and then he didn't drop right into the rut good enough. So timing is definitely key on that. How you feeling?
I feel so-so.
Feel
Feel like
so-so?
I'm like dragging the brake kinda and then dropping the clutch.
I think in this type of rut, it's good to kind of drop the clutch right there. But dragging the rear brake too much is definitely something that you do too much.
That is something I do too much.
Yeah, that's key. All right, let's go to tip number 4. Tip number 4, hold up, I got it in my notes for you. Drag your front brake. That's a good one. Drag your front brake through the rut a little bit. That's gonna help you keep that front end down. That's a good tip actually from what we saw Gavin go over. That's gonna help you keep that front end down. Try focusing on that. Tip number 4, drag your front brake through the rut. Help you keep that front end down and tuck in there. Focus on that. All right, let's see it. That's how it's done right there. That was Ryan Surratt. You saw he stood all the way until that little hump. Boom, dropped in there and fucking ripped out. That's a pro level rider though. Okay, this is a bonus tip right here for outside corners. A lot of people you'll see, they go into an outside berm and they like go into it and then hit a hard left instead of entering it at the beginning. You saw Surratt right there. He entered it at the beginning and it was allowed him to flow around really well. So bonus tip, line choice, especially on outside berms, get on the bank of the berm as early as possible. Okay, here comes Fletcher. He just pulled it off the side of the track, going to the inside. Pretty smooth. That was pretty smooth. Fletcher just went through. We're working on dragging that front brake. It's a pretty long, deep-ish rut for California. So, pretty solid. He's standing through the whole thing. He was standing through the whole thing right there, which I think is pretty smooth. This guy's down in it. It's a tough rut. It's a really long rut, but sometimes standing all the way through is good. That was not bad. One thing I would say for Gavin though, this goes back to tip number 1. I think he tensed up in there, got nervous in that rut, got a little off balance, and tensed up. So remember that one, stay loose. That was pretty smooth. Gavin, I think he needs to stand up a little bit longer. I think he's sitting at an awkward spot there. But let's talk about tip number 5, the final tip here. Weight the outside peg, especially in ruts, especially in corners. Focus on weighting the outside peg. That's tip number 5. I'm gonna get Gavin, get Fletcher, tell him to focus on that. All right, with this on the far inside right here, I think when you go to sit down, you're trying to find the middle or the apex, but it feels just like an awkward spot. With this rut, it's either sit at the very beginning or stand all the way until this spot where you kind of drop the clutch and like exit out. So I think for you, standing all the way through until this last little fucking rut, it would be better.
Okay.
Either that or just sit at the very beginning and fucking ride it, because there's no like sharp apex in this corner. It's kind of rounded all the way through for the most part. So that would be my tip there. The last tip, I was just telling the camera, tip number 5, weight the outside peg. You know that one, but especially in a long rut like this, weighting the outside peg's huge. That was good too. I think the standing was better for him. Sitting at the beginning is not really the move. Stand all the way till the end. All right, Gavin's on the ground. I think that goes to show sitting at the beginning is not the move. Stand until the fucking apex. This one, the apex is way late. Bro, the standing till the end is where it's at, huh?
I agree, yeah. It's a lot easier.
Bro was for sure the fastest you hit that corner. I think that's the move. You looked good in that one.
Thank you.
But I think we got enough. I'm gonna go fucking spin some laps. If you wanna just keep spinning laps, or if you wanna take a break, whatever.
Alright.
Hell yeah. Alright, so quick recap on the 5 tips to improve your corner speed. Number 1, loosen up that upper body. Number 2, look ahead. Number 3, don't sit till the apex. Number 4, drag the front brake in the corner. And then number 5 is weight the outside peg. So those are your 5 tips. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe. And if you need help with your fitness, with your riding, with nutrition, stuff like that, hit me on Instagram, hit my DMs, DM me Race Shape, and I'll be stoked to help you out. But that's a wrap. Let's go.